Hey, buddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to our warp speed into the wormhole game as Greece, where things are not going well. I basically, fired a nuclear missile into the foot of my empire in order to send 9 settlers through extremely terrible land. And now I have to try and dig myself out of that nuclear bunker that I've dug my entire empire into, which is, that's going to be an interesting process. I say interesting rather than fun. Those two things are distinctly different. Fun things are enjoyable. Interesting are like worth documenting. So it's like there's a very distinct difference between like, oh, that's interesting versus that sounds fun versus that sounds interesting. Incredibly. Like there's an entire gulf of reality and existence between those two moments. So if we're talking about the city of Paros, which is a late settled city that has now a granary, as well as potential access to more settling. See, is there anywhere on the map I could get settlers to? I could maybe sneak some settlers down through here, boop, boop, because maybe we can just settle our way out of this problem. So if we look at the city of Paros, maybe we want to throw down a whole bunch of fisheries. The question is, am I keeping Liang in this city? And I don't think I am. The problem is that if we put those fisheries down, we're better off keeping Liang in this city, which might not be a bad move to do. Maybe we just go triple build, like we go double builder in here and we purchase one. Like so. I just slap down all of the fisheries ever and try to grow a really big city. Maybe try to flip Manchester through loyalty. That seems like a reasonable thing we could attempt. That might open up the map for me. I did lose a Cahokia amount here. I will rebuild it because that's exactly the kind of guy that I am. I have another builder charge in here and I'll keep slapping down fisheries. If that's our plan, if fisheries is our way that we dig ourselves out of this hole, I'm digging. I'm in the trench with a shovel as we speak. I have too many builder charges, which is kind of a rare situation to be in Civ 6. Usually you don't have enough. There is the occasional time when I'm playing, I find myself having way too many builder charges and not enough things to build with them. What's the victory plan? Our plan was science. And I think that or diplomacy is still the goal. We just got industrialization. We are in an okay science position. We're only 13 techs behind. We're making 100 science per turn, so we have almost no campuses. So the second we start finishing campuses and start ramping up our relationships with these city-states, the science will pop, like it'll come. So in terms of tech tree, I think we push through industrialization now that we have access to coal and stuff like that. And we push straight for we just click on chemistry and we forget about the rest of the universe. So speaking of coal, we found a source of coal over here, very good. Another source of coal over here, very good. Another source of coal over here. So we've got tons of coal. So I think what I will be doing is purchasing my factory and coal power plant and pushing hard for AoE electricity and using research labs in the late game with my extremely powerful economy to catch up. Because that's the thing you have to remember. I have an insanely powerful economy as well as a very, very robust capital. Now, if we're talking about housing in the capital, I do think a neighborhood is how we push this to a higher tier. I think population of my capital is pretty important for me to get because there's a lot of really workable tiles in here. But I'm going to go ahead and improve that fish over there. My hope is to grow Paros to like an insane, ridiculous, overpowered level. And we'll see if that works. You want to trade 1 for 1? No, thank you. At what turn would you consider it impossible to gain a victory condition? Honestly, that is kind of fluid. So I think I just immediately buy the library and university, which means the second that I finish a campus, I get plus 16 science per turn, which is a huge ramp. And I don't have to sit here and build it, which is the big advantage of having a really strong gold economy. I know there are other things that I want to buy, like the factory and stuff like that, but 16 science per turn cannot be ignored. And now the city of Djibouti can work. I could theoretically just sit here and do campus research grants for the next X turns. If I were to think about the long-term growth and sustainability of this city, it probably involves, let's have a look. We've got 3 districts. We want this city to get to 10 population. So I have about 20 turns to do that. If I were to do that, it would probably be lumber mills on these tiles. Honestly, a Cahokia amount here. If I could grab, I think 1 builder, like a Cahokia amount. Here's what I'm thinking. Yes. 1 builder in here and we go double Cahokia amount. So we go Cahokia amount and Cahokia amount. We take the builder, boom, boom. And then eventually this will just be like late game. This will be like a lumber mill. And that's this city essentially completed with 1 more builder. And then we could probably just do campus research grants until the end of the game to ramp up our science and great scientist production. In terms of great people points, we definitely want to be hitting level 3 with all of these scientific city-states. When I say level 3, I mean 3 envoys, because that's going to give us an extra 2 science per university, which will allow us to continue to ramp hard using our gold. So we built like this massive ramp. The problem is we now need to choose a route, like the path that we're going to ramp to. And the ramp that we're basically jumping off into a science victory extremely late into the game. Every single time we finish a campus, though, we will, like, the angle of that ramp goes ever so slightly more vertical. So 5 turns from now, I should be able to completely buy out this campus too. So the city of Hollow Live is finished to market. Now let's have a look. I want to make sure that my cities are growing because I need to get to a level where I can actually get myself a campus in these cities. Ideally, I want to get to 10 population in every city. I want to get a commercial hub, a harbor, a campus, and an acropolis. Those are like the 4 districts I want in every single city. So getting to 10 population is necessary. The city has a food surplus of 10. So this will very, very easily reach that level. Let's double check what tiles it's working. I think these are all totally acceptable tiles for the city to work. I'm definitely missing a fishing boat tile here. And I'm missing a fishing boat tile here. In fact, I'm pretty sure my capital can't work this crab. So I can actually take that for Hololive. So the city of Hololive will need 2 builder charges. And we'll get those builder charges from the builder from Djibouti. So that's totally fine. We could just continue to work on a market and a gilded vault in here. The market and gilded vault aren't important enough for me to immediately purchase. Looking at the city of MacGyver, it's just kind of MacGyver in a way. We do not have barbarian clans active. We only have secret societies active in this game. So if we look at the city of Pythagoras, we go ahead and we place the commercial hub. That's perfect. But we're not going to work at the commercial hub yet. We want to get the lighthouse. We want to hard build the lighthouse and then ideally buy the shipyard. I have the gold now to come into Korakori Kredeki and get my factory. This is important because this factory, if I use the city overlap tool set at a range of 6, you can see here, as I scroll down, the color changes based on the number of cities that it overlaps. So for example, if we look up here, this is 1 city, 2 city, 3 city, 4 city, 5 city, 6 city, 7 city, 8 city. And if we look right here, we can see there's a 6 city overlap on my industrial zone. So we take this industrial zone value and we multiply any of its production value by 6. That lens is the More Lenses mod, I think. It's in my UI collection. So this factory here will actually give me 6 times its production. So rather than being at 3 production, 6 when powered, it's going to be 18 production, 36 when powered. So this is a really, really, really strong factory. So I want to immediately purchase that because it's an 18 production upgrade. Of course, it's spread across a large empire. If I controlled this city, it would be 7 cities actually. Why do you place your district before working something else? It's really, really simple. When you place a district, the cost is locked in. So as you research more and more technology or more and more civics, the price of your districts increase. So you can say at the start of the game, like a campus might only cost you like 70 production. But when you get to this end of the game, if you've built a lot of campuses, they could be quite expensive. Because if you have a district that you haven't built a certain threshold of, and I don't want to explain what the threshold is, it's roughly half of the unlocked districts and districts you've built. It's hard to explain. Basically, if you haven't built very many of a district, it'll be half price. So your districts that aren't half price get really, really expensive. So you can look here, I've built a lot of campuses, so my campuses are quite expensive. They're 267 production. And as I research more and more technology, they're going to get more and more expensive. But if I actually place the campus or place the commercial hub or place whatever the district is, it will no longer get more expensive. So I lock in that price and save myself just a little bit of production over the course of the game. It's one of those very small optimizations that probably won't dictate the outcome of the game, but it might mean that over the course of a whole game, if you do this enough, you'll get your campus like a few turns early, or you'll like a turn early, or maybe you'll have enough extra production to do an extra project. It's one of those small optimizations that takes a very long time to pay off. We're going to immediately build a neighborhood. There's a +6 neighborhood right here in the capital. And again, this is another kind of district that you can lock in that price. So you just want to place it down so its price is locked in. I do actually have a really good YouTube video explaining the whole locking in mechanics price. I need to redo it because there's a moment in it where I didn't like fully explain things and people assumed I got something wrong. But they just there's like a momentary lapse of paying attention and people didn't if you're not paying extremely close attention, you'll miss a critical detail and think I made a mistake. But actually, all of my maths works out exactly perfectly. It's just that some people, they were like, hey, I thought, shouldn't that mean this? And I was like, no. You guys are wrong. So if we're looking at this city, I think we're going to, it's growing relatively quickly. It's got a good food surplus. Most of its tiles are improved. I would like a lumber mill here. I'd like a mine here. There's not really enough of a food surplus in this city, in my opinion. Actually, there's a decent food surplus here. So I think we could safely just grab a trader for a couple of turns, and then we'll buy this. Go ahead and grab myself a market. We will go ahead and start stealing money from London. 2,000 gold every 6 turns. Seems pretty base. Or is it 8 turns? I didn't actually double check. Have you ever played EU4? I currently have an EU4 campaign where I'm playing Congo. I have about a third of Africa under my control, and the year's like 15 something. I kind of want to restart it so I can get further. I was going to go ahead and buy the coal power plant this turn, and this is good enough. This is worth 18 production per turn, whereas this is worth, if I buy both of the university and the library, that's worth 18 science per turn. I think 18 science per turn trumps 18 production per turn. So we're already up to 169 science per turn. The ramp is beginning. I will grab myself an amphitheater because culture is kind of like science in that it helps you advance your civilization. Oh, we're at war. Okay, let's take an analysis here. My quadrireme was killed. We're up against ironclads. We're dealing with cavalry. So let's grab ourselves our unit list here. So we need to be ready. Do I have a crossbowman? I do. Can I make field cannons? I can get field cannons relatively quickly. So this war is going to slow us down again. We should be able to defend it relatively well. We're up against ironclads. Let's pop the privateer into the city. We will combine the caravels to make them a little bit stronger. We'll position artillery on the coast, a pikeman here, a man-at-arms here. We'll upgrade the man-at-arms to a musketman. We would like to, we'll get bombards very soon. I think we can defend this with what we just have right now. We'll get ourselves a knight. All my trade routes to her were broken, which is fine because I can continue to trade with city-states. It's a little bit annoying because cities like Galactica don't have walls and probably won't for a very long time. So Galactica may die. There's another pikeman. For looking at her military score, she is slightly higher than me in military score. She has okay units, but I'm in relatively okay position to defend. Let's continue to just prioritize trading with city-states because we get extra value from trading with city-states. And then otherwise, I'm going to choose MacGyver as another place of trade. Going to mark it in here. I don't think enough of these cities make enough production to participate in the war. We'll just go straight for our gilded vaults so we can have insane culture. Any city-states I want to steal suzerainty of, I could get 4 envoys in here. That's not enough. Where is Mitla? Mitla's all the way over there, so it doesn't matter if I have suzerainty. I would like the science, though. So I'm going to pump all my envoys in there to break their suzerainty of it and get me 2 era scores. So we have a golden age secured now. We want to make sure that we get gold from naval victories because we want 10 combat strength against naval units. Naval units are the only real threat here. And I think now we're well prepared for a war. We weren't a turn ago, we weren't prepared for war. Now we're prepared for war. So the only thing I'm worried about is this cavalry kind of running amok. The city of Djibouti needs to get ancient walls up a little bit sooner. Sadly, this builder is stuck. Let's go ahead and see if we can block in this cavalry and bombard the hell out of them. Didn't quite die. Make sure we bombard the hell out of them while they're in the water because they take extra damage in the water. This city's going to need a defender. Frigate's a good starting point. We have a trader here. I'm going to teleport it to my new MacGyver trading area. Trading with MacGyver will give me access to new city-states. Do I have suzerainty of Kumasi? I think I lost suzerainty of Kumasi. No, I still do. Okay. What's the map size? Standard? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a standard map size. So my worry here is the city of Galactica. I'll want a caravel or something to defend it. All right, things are going okay. My caravel over here was attacked. We did get the Colossus. That's an extra trade route. Let's make sure we can get, try to get a suzerainty of Hattusa, I think. Let's bombard this cavalry. There we go. I'm a little bit worried about this, but I do have double shots and a frigate in the area. He'll get a little bit of pillaging off. That's not the end of the world. Let's go double frigate, I guess. Well, I don't think I can afford a frigate. Yeah, I don't have the niter. But what I can do is shoot this guy, pop here, buy myself a caravel in this city to give it an extra 10 combat strength, and then look into maybe doing some more in the near future. Edmonds will work on the Gilded Vault. I would like to place my campus in here at long last. I'm actually going to prioritize the campus. Yeah, the campus. It's too much science to delay campus construction now, with the exception in these like very, very new cities. My number of trade routes in my empire is like ramping. I want my campus in here. Simon Bolivar is at war with her. I have a research alliance with him. Kublai Khan is allied to her. That's unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure I win this war regardless. And the only real question we have here is, do I leverage my massive economy to kill her? And I'm finding less and less reasons to not do that. The potential here for a few frigates to just completely obliterate this coastline and take like 1, 2, 3, 4 cities very easily, open up the map for me. Like the temptation is extremely there. So I'm thinking that I might just burn the witch, essentially, yeah. Positioning this campus isn't very important, but I just need to get a campus. Mongolia won't join because they're allied with Dido. So unfortunately, I can't bring Mongolia into the fray. It was a good idea. I liked the idea. I need to get like a little bit more niter, I think, is my big deal here. So I need to find somebody who has a little bit of niter to spare. Grand Columbia does. Hey, Grand Columbia, how's it going? Would you be willing... yeah, I'll just sell off my excess resources. Would you be willing... I'll buy these luxuries. I would like niter from you. I'll buy it straight up. So now I have a great supply of niter to be able to go double bombard next turn. So that's great. Double bombard. I'll be able to push with double bombard. Am I getting envoys for these trade routes? It doesn't feel like it. I need to like double check. The Ironclad is hitting my strong city, which is good news for me. Let's upgrade bombard, double check my government. A lot of loyalty based stuff. Once I'm in my golden age, I won't need to run this. I have a privateer. We're blasting. We're dealing with a cavalry here. I don't know why you're in the water. Block that cavalry from going anywhere. Shoot the warrior monk. He's pillaging. That's okay. He can pillage. Cahokia Mount. Perfect. We got an amphitheater in Spettercass. The temptation to just spam frigates is very high. But I need to be careful about the amount of, niter I spend. Because actually, I think I can get another frigate. I'd be better off just buying them. We can do privateers, though. Privateers are relatively cheap, only take 8 turns. There's a +2 campus right there. Shipyards are almost too valuable to ignore. So we'll go shipyards first before campus. Especially because we're in a war. Spy for visibility. I would like a spy for visibility. A little bit busy for that, though, unfortunately. Our main goal here is just to be defensive. City's taking hits. That's fine. The walls will get up next turn, which will give me a city shot. Shoot the guy in the water. This is the most important thing. Begin moving the bombards forward. We will actually probably buy... Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy a bombard. Eat the bombard. And now we've got a +10 combat strength bombard to start hitting that city. We'll probably use cuirassiers as our follow-up unit. We got an art museum in Cabbagelandia. Let's slowly build a spy. I don't know about... Let's see. 12 turns until we hit next pop level, which means campus or commercial hub time. Got a lot of unimproved land in here that I could do stuff with. There's a lot that can happen here. What the hell do I do with the city of Cabbagelandia? You know what? Let's get ancient walls in case like some weird attack comes from Mongolia or something. Just for the sake of being safe. I've already been a bit cocky this game. It's time to play it safe. We got a neighborhood. We got a bunch of era score. We're in a golden age. Now, the golden age triggers some very important changes. We're in a heroic age, especially. Reform the coinage, heartbeat of steam, and 2 arms. Would have been nice to have had Hixont Dracones, like last era, but we just didn't. Reform the coinage so that every trade route to... the traders can't be plundered. International trade routes provide +3 gold per specialty district in the destination. Heartbeat of Steam gives us campus district adjacency, and 2 arms will give us a 15% production boost towards military units, which should, in theory, now, because I'm in a golden age, I no longer need these like massive loyalty things. So I'm pretty sure I can change all that. I will keep Republican Legacy because that's pretty good. Triangular trade is good. Naval infrastructure is good. I would like to have Trade Confederation plugged in. This is worth 62 gold here. That's like insane. Symphonies. Frescoes would be nice if I could plug in frescoes. In terms of military units, it would be nice to have cheaper units. I would also like to be able to produce infantry units a little bit faster. They do take niter, unfortunately. So that might not work for me. I think logistics is quite good here for me, specifically for one very special reason that I'll talk about when we get to it. Public transport I don't think is very good. I think I need Trade Confederation. It's the only thing that gives me science and culture. Otherwise, I would like to have symphonies or invention plugged in. But I think this is a reasonable government switch. The loyalty over here should be totally fine now. We'll trade with Mitla. There you go. Boom. We now have secured control of them. Let's go ahead and start producing units. We'll start producing knights. Knights are going to be my follow-up unit here, I think, because it's the only thing that I have strategic resource-wise that I can support. I'd like to be suzerain of Bandar Brunei, just because I would like to be. And now the really important thing is here that these units have a maximum of 3 movement inside my borders, which means they can move and attack. That's the important distinction here. And while we won't do a whole lot of damage to this city, we will do damage to the city. Let's go ahead and look again to once again, I'm looking to buy your niter, Grand Columbia, thank you. And I can continue to produce bombards and frigates, which are like the big thing here. I would like a second frigate over here. Can I afford it? No, I need a little bit more cash. Can I squeeze out a little bit of cash by selling off like coal? There we go. Sold off 10 coal. Get yourself a frigate. A level 2 frigate over here might be able to slowly chip away at Byblos. It'll be able to explore. It'll be able to do damage. We might get a couple caravels over here to do pillaging. Might get a privateer over there to do a bit of pillaging. Get out of here. But we're overall, we're just in a better position now. There's an ironclad here that's worth keeping abreast of. I would like a second privateer. My economy is insane. Let's go up to pike and shot now. It's a slight upgrade. Okay, I was expecting this kind of damage, but we can do something kind of sneaky here. I would like units to be cheaper with gold, because that would be super favorable to me. Otherwise, I don't care about this. I would vote for myself like twice, whatever. I would take faster growth, like why not? And I'll vote up World Fair. It's about generating great people points. I generate a decent amount of great people points, so I have a chance here. Let's see here. So -5 loyalty, but 20% faster growth. That's pretty good for me. Production units are cheaper from production only, so I'm going to have to hard build some units. And Victoria gains 2 diplo points. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of MacGyvering here. That is actually a very strong unit that I can't approach. But we're going to do something sneaky. We are going to fire with you. No. Yes. We're going to fire with you. And then eat him to pull him back from the front line. And then fire with you to do damage. You're going to shoot him. We have our frigate here. Shoot him. Shoot that bombard. Get that Cahokia mount. I don't think I want a caravel over here. We are slowly bombarding you, keeping safe. Let's continue to get more privateers. Need a little bit more gold. Man, these things got... Let's switch production now to military units on this coastline. Privateers, frigates, and caravels are what we want. The nice thing is, I'll be able to produce knights really quickly. Escape on foot. My spy was killed. It's not the end of the world. A bombard is going to be a little bit more expensive. I can't promise that I won't spy on you. Sorry, Victoria. Can I sell this? I'll sell like 50 points for a little bit of raw gold. And then I should be able to buy a frigate. No, actually. It's the niter that I lack. Well, then I should be able to buy privateer, surely. Yeah. I think killing Dido. I think Dido has declared war on me twice. And I think that's the limit. I think I will let you declare war twice. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold a grudge. Sometimes you got to make a Hail Mary play. You declare a war. You make the attempt. And it's all good. I think we have the end of the turn glitch where you can't end your turn, where the turn just spins. But like I appreciate the attempt was made, okay, to try to kill me. But here's the thing. You know, there's a limit to my forgiveness. There's a limit. I'm not going to forgive you forever. Okay, I think I just lost 2 units. Owie. I didn't realize that they could 2-shot me. From the city. Why would you... Of all the places that you could stand, you chose here. I think I have this ironclad surrounded, and he will die next turn. Mongolia trying to save Carthage? For real, dude. He's playing like interference here. I think we want to go... I really don't like going fast oil. I want to go chemistry, but if we're doing war, maybe we pivot oil. We want mobilization to be able to combine my units together. We got a privateer in here. We can get another. The privateers are just like niter-free range units. Lighthouse. Perfect. Slow build me a shipyard because I don't have the brain space for you right now. I think I'm mostly happy with how my envoys are spent. Go do that. How was he able to? Oh, he was able to break the Zoc. Move. As long as we do damage to the city on a semi-regular basis, we're fine. Let's start making cuirassiers in these back cities over here. Economy is continuing to be built. I'd like to combine units. Not possible at the moment. I just kind of need to expand my army. It's going to take some time. Dude, this dude is seriously playing interference for Dido right now, and it's really triggering me. Okay, we want to always buy immediately our libraries and universities because it's a huge science swing. You're kind of out of the fight, but you know, you could build a cuirassier. I also would like to research cavalry because I can also pivot into cavalry, run through and pillage. Cavalry plus, I think, artillery here are the way I get through this war. Get back into land to heal. I say land, my territory rather. All this is pillageable if I can get privateers over there. Have you played the Dramatic Ages option? Do you think it's beatable on deity? It's very beatable. I just don't think it's the most fun mode that's ever been made. It's not my favorite mode. I think it's one of those things where it kind of clashes with my playstyle as a player. And it's probably a mode that I just need to spend more time with. And I'm sure if I spent enough time with it, I would actually really like it. So I want to do something a little kooky, a little freaky, a little freaky deaky. Can you move, please? Oh, wait, no, that's not a cultist. Want extra gold from coastal raids. There's another privateer to work together with. Cuirassiers are being sent forward. Continue to make privateers. I think I will finish that coal power plant. I will buy myself another frigate. Combine it together. And then get a caravel. I've got a spy. Let's go ahead and send it to Tyre. So we can start spying for diplomatic visibility. Oh, there's a whole bunch of land over here I could settle. I'm not at war with Mongolia, so I can't kill his religious units. Looks like some sort of wave passed through here and killed everything, or else I don't know what happened here. There's printing, so that's +1 diplomatic visibility. A little bit of a flood, not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and coastal raid this, then combine you. Can we kill this? Good probability that we kill it. Perfect. Okay, we killed a unit. I don't remember what the hell I was doing in here. I think I was building this. There's our campus. It's by the library and then the university. Look at that science. We're already up to 200 science per turn. Remember, we started at like 100 this game. What was it? How many turns ago did we start this level? Turn 190. We've doubled our science in 19 turns. Now, that's what I call high skill gameplay. And it's not like we're focusing solely on science. We're building other things. So when we do build our campuses, we can immediately fully upgrade them, which I think is the big thing. So I'd like this cuirassier to be upgraded. We're waiting for a cuirassier to come from a different city. I could sneak in with a caravel and pillage. Boom. There's a nice chunk of gold. Combine. Mobilization in 7 turns. Double your science in 19 turns using one simple trick. Order for $9.99 per month right now. Packing and shipping does not apply or whatever. Terms and conditions. I need to be very careful with this unit. We can safely pillage a lot of resources here from Carthage, but we have to be careful about how we position this pillager. You need to heal. You can pop forward and shoot. You can pop forward and shoot. Slowly just chip away at the city. We don't have to kill her quickly. Here's the thing. We just have to kill her. And by killing her, we can scale off of her empire. Wish you could pillage wonders. That would be so cool. And like take the riches of the wonder or whatever. What? A field cannon? Where did that come from? All right, then. Kill that field cannon. I need a wave of cuirassiers. There's another privateer. Gotta find tiles we can hit without being spotted or shot at. Let's grab ourselves a little bit more. Buy all these luxuries. Then we want to go for niter. 700 gold for niter seems like a good deal. And then let's start buying more frigates with all that spare niter. What type of map is this? I think it's a shuffle random map. I don't think it has any logic or sense to it at all. So I lost the cuirassier, but that's important. But I got important information about this field cannon here. So like that's fine because I can position carefully and fight only the field cannon. Let's come forward. We'll buy ourselves another frigate. We will combine. We have a great person. It's a great admiral. He works with which level of units? You work on modern and atomic. So you'll work on battleships. I'll keep you around. Teleport you over here for later. Continue to make cuirassiers. Let's bring them up to the front. Now we have 2 finished. Combine them. Coal power plant. Get me more frigates. I'm low on iron now, unfortunately, but I can pivot the horse production in the form of an iceman or coursers. Actually, that city should not produce coursers because you're in the middle of building an important economic building. I have a ton of trade routes that I'm missing too. That needs to like be fixed. I'll start spending gold on that in the next turn or two. It's just my gold was kind of prioritized into the war effort. But by pillaging, I am getting enough money now to start dropping a trader or 2. Positioning here, coastal raid. There's military science unlocked. There's cavalry unlocked. We'll get to work on refining. Okay, I was expecting damage there. The ranger did... You know what? I'm not against that. I think that's kind of an okay idea. So we've taken a little bit of a hit. Let's pop back, do bombardment. Step you forward and shoot here. We're just trying to get a little bit of an edge. Slowly over time. We're just trying to like farm experience right now because we can't really make a play for warfare. I want my campus. I'll do it there. You're never going to build a commercial hub in time to be useful, so just get me a lighthouse. I have a cuirassier. I'm scared of pushing it too far forward. If I push it too far forward, it may die. It's pretty tough. Let's be real. Maybe we can take the damage. And if I'm pushing that forward, well, I'm scared to push my bombard forward while this is still alive. We may as well pillage the hell out of Anshan while we have the opportunity to. Where's Kumasi? Gold? Kumasi. Let's do a listening post. No niter mines to get the boost. I don't think I hit any niter this game. Let's do a niter. Yeah, 0 niter this game. I'll even just do a straight up niter search. 0 niter inside my empire, sadly. I can pull Grand Colombia into a military alliance. That's possible. Let's do friendship, alliance, military alliance, gold. There you go. Good man. Plus 10, plus 5 combat strength here is big. Plus I have intel now because I have a spy. So now we're cooking with diesel. Now things are looking a little bit more viable in terms of the war effort, which is exactly where we want to be. We're also continuing to pillage to do damage to her economy and improve our economy. I should have bought a couple of traders before I ended my turn. It's not the end of the world. Cuirassier is quite tanky and she wants peace. She started the war. I have grievances, so I could probably take 2-3 cities off her and not suffer very badly. Good kill. Step forward. I want to pillage. Come forward, shoot. Pillage. Step forward, pillage. I should have the raid card plugged in if I'm doing this much pillaging. I should definitely hit this city gently. Continue to produce caravels. I'm sitting on 1,000 gold. If I'm sitting on 1,000 gold, it means I can do things like purchase a shipyard in here in MacGyver. You should totally repair this and not finish these research grants. Place the Acropolis, work on that. Things are looking okay. Continue to pillage. There's rifling. Pillaging for science is so powerful. And I also need to go and buy... I'm buying trade routes here. Ooh. Is that Byrene shredding my trade routes? I'll get a caravel here to clear out her presence. I was going to buy traders there. Okay, you're on a farm so you can heal. Traders homie? Don't you mean like traders domie? Boom. Boom. Perfect. Got good pillages on. I wonder if traders count as vision providers. City has taken its licks. Good job on the pillage. Don't know if I want to step forward here. Your traders are unplunderable. That's a good point. Completely forgot about that. Trader. 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 We have mobilization now, so we can start combining units into a higher tier. Let's go for ideology. We'll probably go fascism into democracy. It's a casual, a little bit of early fascism, and then we'll pivot. Pivoting kind of guy. Let's go ahead and combine. There's the Armada. I don't have the gold for frigate. Let's make some privateer. Well, indoctrination, wildcard policy slot, +2 spies. That wildcard slot will change, will make fascism less painful in terms of my difficulties transitioning. Don't care about campus adjacency. Raj is okay here. Raj is okay, but not great. Well, let's take charismatic leader. Those extra influence points are huge. I don't know if you survive that. I think you have a good chance. Combine Armada. We'll soon have battleships, which will make this war quite a bit easier. Nothing to pillage there. Oh, pillage card would have been good, actually. It's true. I'll one turn theology and switch to pillage card, actually. Good call. I completely forgot the pillage card exists, even though I mentioned it moments ago. See, I don't know how they spotted me. I don't think land units should be able to spot privateers. That feels bullshit to me. Anyway, but we lost some units. We lost this privateer and we lost a bombard. So we did actually lose that bombard, sadly. Not that it matters. The city is going to collapse. Get onto that farm there to heal. We can start really hitting this city center now. Let's come up here, make sure we buy niter. Continue to make frigates. That'll eventually be battleships. Although I have the coal for battleships. That's the thing. Trade route. We're looking for gold. In particular, we're looking for gold trade routes with city-states, ideally. I'll take a 37 gold trade route to London as well. So we're switching into fascism. We're coming over here. We're popping out charismatic leader. We're plugging in total war. We're plugging out. I'm not making builders right now, so I could probably do something like this. Force modernization, so I can upgrade the battleships next turn a little bit easier. Cuirassier, combine. We've got a little bit of cavalry too. I'd say we're in a really, really good spot now to kill her next episode. But that's going to be it for this episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.